Hello viewers, welcome to Core for Any. If you hear new, hit subscribe buttons and notification bell so you can never miss any our incredible content. Flutter Taxi App inside today we need to create here the taxi request UI we need to develop here. First of all we need to see these designs and as well as we need to create here today two pins and to draw between the road path we need to draw here how to draw inside the OMS. Need to check this here today. Let's start. First of all need to see these designs and to create these designs. This is the request pop-up designs. Need to use a request or accept or cancel the request like this for displaying this here. Let's start that the codes. First of all need to create here the new files. Need to give this here the new files and to write down here the trip request view dot start like this. So need to create here and to create copy the home view need to copy this codes and to paste this here like this sets here. Also need to rename these names trip request view like this, give these names. Also need to unused codes we need to remove from this here. First of all need to minimize this map and to remove first of all the unused codes. Remove this row, no needs now. Also need to create here the open close buttons, no needs, need to remove this here and to set this here the center. This and remove these codes 6. Also need to remove this here and to set this here the center and to remove this here user profiles and this calls use what library you need to. Now need to save this page and to configure this go button inside now temporary to set this here the buttons. Click events need to set this here inside the go buttons. To use here the our extensions methods need to use this here. We need to first video inside need to create this extensions. Push methods need to develop this here and to this here the widgets for the screen we need to give post value and to set here the trip request view and here like this. Do this here like this sets here this value. Now need to click this here now open the screens. Look like this displaying here the map. Now we need to create here the cancel request buttons. We need to first of all the complete this UI, then after we need to configure here the OMS map. We need to configure. Need to draw with path road path. We need to draw. First of all we need to open this here the UI have to create this. Now thanks cancel buttons we need to develop for this here centers. Minimize this and to set this like here the padding row between space we need to this here the like this titles here. But this is the wrong view. We need to go inside the tip, image this area, open this here and to create here bell buttons. Wrap widgets and to develop here the ink wrapped bells. To give this here the on tab events like set scenes. Now need to add this here the images Close image need to give this here. Give this here the width and heights. Also need to give this here the height. The 15s need to set not 150 for report ads. Now need to give this here the close buttons, copy relative path, and to this here's also need to set this here the name. No thanks. To check this here the font size, need to set 16 regular. Primary text is like here the UI display, and also need to set this here the center and to this. Also need to set this here the height, so need this here to increase this vertical, so need to set here 15 like this, and displaying this goods this UI, and to remove this here no needs. Now thanks buttons are the develop dust done, and now need to create here the bottom UI. We need to develop this here. First of all we need to open this here, and first of all we need to set this here the titles as a here the value 25 minutes. Total times between the maps like this sets here. Also need to create here the font size. We need to change this here. Need to set 25 bold. Set this here the text. Now need to create here the height space. So need to give this here to set here like this sets, and to give this here the const value. Yeah, now we need to create here the another row. We need to develop this here. Set this here the children's, and to this here the main axis alignments. We need to set this here the value. Give this here the center value. We need to set this here. Face around is good, not center. Need to copy this text here, and to also need to put this here sets. To first of all so need to set this here the rights amounts, earnings amounts. Need to set this here. Give this here the string, convert into the dollars. Need to put here the slash. Now need to set here the secondary text colors. So need to set this here. Also need to set this here the font size. Need to set here the 18 regular. Like this sets here. Now need to copy here this value this here, and now need to two time paste. First of all set here the total kilometers of the this rides. Need to set this here the this value, and also need to give this here the rating. We need to also it's here wrap with the row, and here the icons. We need to build this here set. First of all to main axis size, we need to give this here the minimum. Like this sets here. Also need to create here the image icons. Need to set this here. First of all need to copy this here the write down here. Need to give this here the red trip icons. Need to set this here. Give this here the width and heights. Get the 15s. Also need to give this here the width space. Here the bar like this sets here, and to set this here the cost value like this sets here displaying the goods, and to also need to set this here the paddings. We need to reach this here padding, give this here the horizontal paddings. We need this here by, and also need to give this here the vertical padding. We need to set this here the 8 like this sets and displaying this UI. Now we need to create here the pickup and drop address. We need to displaying here. First of all, we need to create here the row, and to set this here the head down the span date. Give this here. Main axis elements need to here lines knowledge. Also need to build here the line. Set as a center like sets. Now this is the displaying goods this UI, and with center aligns we need to set this here done like this. UI we need to set this here. Now need to create here the padding. Give this symmetric padding. So we need to add this here the horizontal, and we need to add this here like this value, and the paddings we need to set this here. First of all we need to create here the containers, get here decorations, here the box decorations, and this here the value, set here the colors, a color, give this here the primary colors. Also need to set here the radius, circulars, need to set this here 10 like this sets. Also need to give this here the width, fix height and width. Need to set this here the 10 like this, set this value, and to get like this UI. Now this is the secondary. Up. Same as need to create here the square for the another row. Copy these headings. First of all need to develop here the depth field. Size box to give this here the size box to give here width, and we to set this here the 15 like this value. We need to set here the const value. Also need to copy this text here and this here. Now need to set as the titles. Also need to set here the text colors. Need to set here the primary. Here the 15 regular fonts. So need to set this here like this value here. Also need to give this here the text line. Give this here the left. No needs because we need to by defaults are the left aligns. Need to set this better. Now like this displaying this UI and to also increase this here the area verticals. That has a tens like this set value here. Also need to give this here the height space. Here the height and to set this here the in like this give const value like this sets. Also need to give this here the bottom and to set here the 25 is good for this UI. Now need to create here the under the box for the drop location drop address. We need to set this here and to and this here the colors. Need to set as a primary colors and to remove this border radius. No needs now. For me to displaying like square UI like this displaying and also need to here the text value like this. Let's see. Now need to create here the some height space. We need to give this here to copy this here and to this here like this value and to that as a this here containers need to this years and copy these containers and need to paste this here. So need to primary colors need this here and now need to add this here this here the max speed. So need to give this here also need to get this here some padding. No needs now paddings. Need to get here the children's and to create here the stack. Now need to first of all so need here row here children's and to set here the main axis alignments Need to give this here the center. Also need to set here the stack elements. This here the element center right. Need this like here the now need to set here the buttons value. We need to set this here to copy here. This here the button names that has tab to accept like these buttons. Also need to see the height primary to add like gives and to check this here the fonts 14 bold, so we need to set this here this value. Font weight set here the 700. Sets. Now need to set this here the padding. Edges insert. Symmetrics not symmetric into all that this here for like this sets here the value. And now need to give here the margins. Need to set this here the const edges insert. Need to set here symmetric horizontals. Need to this here the 20 like this sets here the y and need to save this here. Now this is the displaying goods and now need to create here the end of the stack to develop this here the countdown. Need to also copy this here this UI into here like this value here height at this here the 40. Also need to set this here margins padding as well as need to give this here this here the color black. I'll need to set this here so need to set this here the alignments. Need to set this here the center text alignments. Need to give this here the value sets here. Now need to copy this text here and here the countdown and this sets remaining times for the accepting. Need to increase these paddings. 8. Here now this UI are the displaying here the put this here, but we need to set this UI inside here the our view and to configure here the some configurations are the needs for the open IMS flutters inside into some configurations are the needs for the changes. First of all, need to create here the controllers. Give this here the our value. We need to have already prepared this value for the map pins locations and locations. We need to set inside the Ahmedabad city. Inside we need to set. First of all, need to set this UI inside the location latitude and longitude. Set this here. Set here. Now need to create here the some letter property to depends. First of all, need to here some declarations. Create here the letters and to this here the map controllers need to initialize against. Set here the controllers name like set here. Also need to put this here this value and to create here the initialize this value here. Initialized. Put this initialize. Now we need to interface builds with the object. Oh yeah, guys. Observer we need to set this here. Set like this value and also need to see here the controllers add here the add observers. We need to call these methods here. This value need to set this here and also need to integrate here one methods for the override methods. We need to here and map is ready. Events need to call this here and to async methods we need to call. First of all, we need to define here the markers property into defines to create first of all some static markers need to define inside our screens. Need to calls here the add markers methods creates here and to calls after the ready this map since methods need to calls at this sets here the value and now need to create here the markers property. Weights we need to set here the controllers set setting marker points to give this here. First of all, the ID need to set as a pickup. Also need to the marker icons need to create here the marker icons. Now need to define here the icon widgets. Create here the image assets and to this here the name of the image. First of all, need to set this here the width and height for the markers. Need to set here the 80. Also need to give this here the height that is 18 like this sets here and to go see here the pickup marker pins like this UI. Need to give this here the points as a center inside the UI, otherwise displaying pin the wrong locations inside the displaying these pins pointing events. That's why I need to set this always the center pointing pins. This UI need to create first of all the copy this here the relative path and to paste inside the this value here. It's like this sets here. Give this here the semicolons. Also need to get here the drop pickers. Need to give this here the drop off. Let's give these names. Now need to copy same as the need to get here the drop pins like this. Give this here the center. Now need to copy this relative path and to at this here path value like this sets. Now need to give this here the marker location, so need to set this here inside the map. Need to give this here the call awaits methods, and to change this key weight value need to give this here the controllers. Use this controller method set static positions. Need to give this here the geolocations, geo point to get like this value, and also need to this here the markers. Need to set this here. First of all, set here the pickup marker, these sets, and set these positions. And first of all, need to this here the value of this loop and drop. Is the first one is pickup. Second is latitude, longitude. Set this first value, and this is the value need to this here. Not string, need this here double value. To create here the array property like this sets here. Appears, and to give this here also the drop of locations. Copy this here the latitudes and to paste as latitudes, and give here the also copy here the longitudes, and to give this here the longitude value, paste this here. Now this is the add markers are the setting done, and now need to calls here one methods set the on map ready. Need to call this here the is map is ready state, then need to set this markers events. Need to call this here marker sets here. Now need to save this here. Now need to click on go. Is not supposed with this issue. To check not now this is the pin drawing here the displaying goods, and this display, and now need to draw here the path events. First of all, need here some configurations are the set inside this map needs. First of all, need to set this here the some property needs here. The need to write down here one methods to enable rotation guest. We need to add this here the true. No needs here the user tracking. Need to remove this here, and also need to check this here the options user markers. No needs here markers. Sears. Also need to road configurations. No need sears. Sears. Marker options. Road configurations are the needs here. Change these colors. Set. Also need to set here the static points. Here the language like this sets. Then afterwards need to create the property. We need to set this here. Displaying goods. Now this is the over here the market set here the show. For buttons need to set this here the pulse. Also need to show this sets here. Now need to others methods need all this here on here. Also need to get here the on map ready events. To give this here is ready. Like this sets here and to here the print that here the ready and that here log. Yep. Ready sets here. Also need to some configurations are the events needs on locations change this here my locations. Now temporary you want to call this all listening events. No needs in integrations inside the but we need to sometimes needs other screens. That's why I need to configure here. Now need to and to here value the location. This here locations value. Like this displaying. Also need to another methods for the on point like this sets the template. Like this sets the configurations are the setting here. Now need to create over the row. The roads we need to write down here one methods between the pickup drop off locations we need to draw between the roads. Need to one methods are the calls needs here so need to create here the roads to calls need to build this here the road functions. Now to write down here the functions to this here the void road map road to drop path. We need to draw here. First of all, we need to call here the sense methods. Now need to call here the weights methods and to call here the controllers road roads methods. Need to call this here, give this here the start, copy here to the start. Also need to give here the need to here as a end. Now need to add here some property into get the road type. Need to type need to here the car semicolons. Also one more property need to give here the road options. Need to set this year's launch value sets this here the road option and to configure here the road property. Give this here colors blue. Accents colors need to give this here that here colors, and also need to give this here the road width this here the for like sets here width. And now all these methods inside the road pins and to draw this path and sets here. This is the SDK automatically draw this path so easy inside this SDK. First of all to get the glow and to automatically select this row and displaying this here the automatically like this displaying this UI here and display goods. No any issue. Store path also need also need to configure here the answer request. Need to pop this screen to write this call. So need to add click events or here context extensions pop extensions methods. Need to call this here here. Now need here. Now this is the displaying this our display row. If you like this video, please give the thumbs up. If you're new user, so please subscribe my channels and press the notification bell icon. You can get every new video notifications and awesome content. If you have any question, so please write down in the comment sections. I will help you and sort out your issue. Everyone have a nice day. Goodbye and take care.